Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to delve into this week's lesson together because we're going to examine some touchy topics. Success, stewardship, and happiness all go hand in hand. Now, can you imagine going on a first date and asking someone about their finances? Okay, well, maybe not the first date. That's not exactly the best timing to address finances in a relationship, but it certainly is a necessary conversation to have about money. As a marriage counselor, I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've heard the phrase, but I just assumed he would pay for everything, or I just assumed she was going to get a job, or I just assumed he didn't have any debt before we got together. Or even some things like, I just assumed we were going to have separate bank accounts. Money is one of the most frequent topics for conflict in a relationship. When you're young and in love, why bother talking about the uncomfortable topics? Well, here's why. I'll tell you why. Because you want to set your relationship up for success, the same way that God wants you to. And Jacob did just that. Towards the end of Genesis chapter 28, we learn that Jacob makes a vow that involves two principles that serve as a good example of what to do before getting into a serious relationship. He said, "If God will be with me and keep me this way that I'm going, and give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, so that I come back to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God." And that's the first principle. "And this stone which I have set as a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you." That's the second principle. He trusts God with his finances and possessions. So let's recap. He chooses to put God first and puts his finances into God's hands. Then he meets Rachel, and the rest is history. That's the order for success in life together with a life partner. First, you choose and commit to God. Second, have your finances in order. And third, figure out a romantic relationship. Jacob then lays out a plan for how he is going to pay for his wedding. He is organized and he has a realistic plan. And that is our nugget for today. First things first, and the rest falls into place for success and happiness.